Terretulemas Poffi TV. Welcome here once again to introduce the movie that actually helped us to open the festival and was a really emotive way to open it because we love, we cry, we have fun in general. I mean, it was a good, I won't say entertaining because it's a really a movie with different type of subtle layers, so to say. But I think the people in the auditorium were really in.
Yeah, no, it was nice to see. I think I like to in a very selfish way. I like when there's some humor in the movies because you check out the, obviously when you in more dramatic parts you can feel the room. But I think the humor also helps to get the heat of the room. And it was good, nice feeling that people were connecting and after screening and the questions, it was like, wow, it's good that the movie will travel, to very different places. And
and actually, I mean, we're not gonna tell the ending because there are still some screenings of the movie, but for the audience that maybe is a bit reluctant to go to attend, to visit a film which is about the possibility of death, the way it's touched, I mean, the way you tackle the different subjects, not being a comedy also helps and to be like a really human, profoundly human movie.
Yeah, I think to me, we look at it, but not like not even as a sad thing. It's just something that's gonna happen to everybody. So
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's like we're all gonna go there.
Okay. But let's assume it.
You take it in this way, and you take it like, okay, let's face it, and then and it's not like then it arises very human thing. Actually, like many people say, oh, you shouldn't say it's a movie about that because it's a movie about love, and it's true, because what arises when you confront, this thing that we're gonna confront. It's just human relations and how we deal with each other, in face of the inevitable. And I think part of it was just to try to go deep, but in a more existential way, an existence sometimes is very funny and very strange, and I think that was a little bit the perspective and how kind of the music came through the movie too.
Yeah, speaking about music, like you were able to put together, like, it's not like an opera, but it's also like a mix of many arts, of many disciplines that it come together as a movie. So how was this perspective? How was the architecture of all different things?
Yeah, I think partially what make different from this movie from other ones. I think I've been like in contact with the performing arts a lot for the last 5 years of my life for several reasons, working with a lot of the talent that they are now rising in Spain, and to me it has changed. There's so much freedom. Sometimes I feel cinema is so constricted in the ways that we organize and think of movies, and to me it was an explosion of creativity, and I had to think, okay, we're gonna make a musical. It's not really like a musical, as you can imagine, like La La Land, so to say. It has nothing to do with that, but it's rooted in the movie in the tradition of musical films to me since the beginning of and when I was thinking like, oh, what did they do, Americans when they started to make musicals? They went to Broadway, somehow. Yeah. So I basically did the same thing. Let's go to the performing arts and let's try to bring it here to try to explore in a bit different way that we're used to do movies.
And it's somehow the way to express those things that the character they have in their brains, in their minds, but you cannot express out loud with words. No?
I think it's partially that, but on the other side, it's like, to me, there's like, I think there's a problem with musicals that's called Dancer in the Dark. It's a movie that is no, it's a problem, I feel, because I think since this movie, I think people misunderstood what musical had to be like, getting inside the head of the character. And it's okay, as a Björk, of course, you got Björk there, and it's beautiful music. I'm not saying it, but I think there's a narrowing of what music can do in musical films, and it has to do with the idea that I think the beauty of musical films, like your interior comes outside. It's not that we get into the outside, but to me, it's not to be able to express just the interior, but whatever is not able to be expressed with words. It's just a way of communicating. You see Gene Kelly, he's in love, and then he starts to dance, under the rain. Yeah, but what is beautiful about that is you can say, oh, I'm in love, but that doesn't express what the dance expresses itself, you know. It's not a message, it's about an experience, and to me it's like, okay, we can apply this to this thing that is so hard to put into words. And a lot of the research, and I work a lot with actors, and actually the story comes from these real friend actors that wanted to do this, you know, in their life. So we started working with a workshop with them, and we always will find this moment where, okay, it's like, how can we express? And it will be always through dance, and music will appear again and again. And in all the research, you know, it was very, very close, the relationship with the two things. So it was very natural that it had to be expressed. That the only way to do it, very honest, it was to do that way, you know.
And speaking about experience, like during the opening, we have the opportunity to enjoy also the music, live music of Maria Arnal, who also make the experience much more complete for the audience. But well, still, if you're gonna see the movie next, there won't be this live performance, but still, you can enjoy a magnificent performance, because speaking about people who collaborate to do this like collaborative movie, so to put it this way, you work and you have made like an amazing job directing these two big monsters of the scene, no? I think that it was the first time they performed together.
No, it's like, and I think it's Alfredo Castro
and Angela Molina,
and of course, like they were like even nervous to know each other, no? Especially like Alfredo is like, okay, I'm gonna
Alfredo
perform.
is like the grandfather of the whole Latin American movie,
no,
like it's being starting in Chile, but then growing to all other countries and like winning awards.
Yeah. And he's a teacher of teachers. Like all performing teachers in Chile now, they are, you know, they started acting with him. So it's basically the father of performing arts in Chile.
And he's the humblest.
And he's very humble. And then it's like, but the funny thing is like they are completely opposites. And you know, like when you work, I always like to do a lot of obviously like tests where I'm trying to decide the actors, but you cannot make they don't let you do a casting for, you know, these kind of actors. So it's like, okay, it's your guess, so you make an interview, and it's like, I hope, because, you know, to me it's so basic. It's like, if the chemistry is not working, it's like you're dead.
I can imagine you being
movie, you know?
I can imagine you being so like embarrassed in front of Angela Molina, like checking her how they're performing.
But then you do something that, of course, with the other character, once you choose her, you know, when you have to try the different, you know, daughters to see who's the actors, then you use it to kind of cast what you've already cast. So you're always in time like, oh, maybe this is not working. So it was nice to have her being able to try different of the, it's like, okay, how it's going to be working with her, how it's going to be, and it's like, okay, that's going to be an adventure.
Yeah, actually, that was the working I wanted to ask you. Like, if you check the career already of the Carlos Marques-Marcet, no, and you see them, you were tackling different topics, that really contemporary ones, and with actors that they were in that moment in their prime, or like quite like referential, like, I don't know, like Ona Chaplin, for instance, that they were working in that time. But then in this last movie, you elevate the range of age.
Yeah, of course.
So then you always have been working with great actors, but once you put the age higher, so they are even greater. So how you face this? Like, okay, I'm gonna work with Angela Molina and Alfredo Castro, and they will be my dust, no?
Yeah, I think I don't make really a thought about it, you know. It's like, to me, it's just working with people, and it doesn't matter if it's like the biggest star or if it's a non-natural actor, as we said. To me, or like the daughter, like we had like, the daughter is like a theater actress that she's a director too, and she's never done a movie, and we're like in the final casting, we're like, well, one of them won the Goya actually, and we decided to choose Monica still because she was, you know, giving us something that was very. But to me, there was no. Obviously, there's different approach because Angela Molina has done 150 movies. Alfredo is like, and obviously they took her and teach her somehow. But to me, it's all, every actor is a world. So it doesn't matter. You need to make the same work to get to know. And I like to work with the same actor sometimes because you've done already this work. So every time you find a new actor, you have to learn how to, because every person needs a different way, and you need to know which which notes can you tackle in every moment when you're in set. And like for me, rehearsal time is just a time to meet each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, I want to know how you play. It's like musicians. It's like we're gonna jam when we shoot, but let's do very long rehearsals so we start to know what things, how can I adapt and how can I lead you to unknown places that you normally don't feel comfortable, no? And that was very cool because Angela does that all the time, and and Alfredo is so the opposite. It's like, but it was very helpful because Angela is always like flying and like whatever. You never he's unable to do twice the same take, and Alfredo is the perfection. It's just like so much into the detail,
From
controlling
here to here, no?
every little detail. So I think it was very nice because Angela forced Alfredo to get out of her comfort zone, and and Alfredo give her like some anchor to kind of be in the moment, and it was very magical.
Exactly like the couple.
Completely. We use that, and but it's at the same. It's like, okay, we were lucky because that could have not worked too. It's like it's a guess. It's like, okay, you are like, okay, let's jump it.
I think all the audience in the auditorium the other night, we all agree that There Will Be Dust, your movie, was like the perfect opening both for the festival, for this 29th edition, and for this Catalan focus we are having this year. I mean, it's a movie with a interesting topic which is tackled in a really subtle, original, and also enjoyable way, with great performance, with a lot of arts combining like dance, music, and so on. But if you would need to convince the audience of Estonia and the Nordic countries to go to see your movie, what do you do underline of the movie? What do you recommend them?
I think the beautiful thing that has happened, screening the movie, it's just like people, even people I didn't know much, but it's like, okay, I sleep so well after watching your movie. There's something really like, okay, there's something about letting it go that it happens. Obviously, not everybody will have this experience, but we've had like very, very, I don't know, like transforming experience when it tackles the people who's able, who's able. I'm not gonna say that, but people who has connected with the movie, who get in, and people has written me many times after, and it's been something that to me it's been more. I feel like in my previous movies, people will connect in a way. I feel more through identification, and obviously, as you said before, for me it was also. I feel I was learning to make movies somehow, and it was subjects that were very close to me in age and things that were worried me because at the same time you were learning really how to build a mood and how to be more precise in what you do and at the same time more open to the unexpected. But I feel like here it was like something that tackles the unknown a little bit, and it's beautiful to feel how this can affect people that you wouldn't expect at all. Like I don't know. I had the most beautiful experience in one of the screenings where this woman came, is like showing me a video of his daughter. She's just lost a year ago, and it was like, okay, I want to show you something, and she showed me like a video of right before moments before this, and they were both dancing, no. And it was like really beautiful, and I was still ride with this woman and everything, and there's something that connects you with, things that they are intimate and important. I feel. I hope.
So it's like somehow, if you really get in the movie, it could be a transformative experience.
But at the same time, it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun movie to watch.
And at the same time,
entertaining, but fun it is.
Somehow, I also think that it's a movie that helps to connect with yourself.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully.
Okay, I think that's gonna be it because all of us, we will be dust.
Yeah, we all be dust, but hopefully we'll dance a bit before we die.
Yeah, so there is still some screening of There Will Be Dust in this edition of PÖFF. So we both recommend you to go, and you're gonna have a really nice experience. So now take a film, man.